the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur, Shri N. Biren Singh. Sir, we thank you for your presence and your continued leadership in the health sector, including the very important Ayush sector. Thank you very much for being with us here today. Today, very warmly welcome someone who is no stranger to our region, Honorable Union Minister Port, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Shri Sarabanda Sonowal. Thank you very much for coming to Imphal and Manipur. Ayush is a developing and growing sector in our Manipur, and we are thankful for your visit. We are hopeful that your visit, this Ayush sector will become stronger and even more important in the state of Manipur. I welcome warmly Honorable Union Minister of State, External Affairs and Education, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh, who is here with us today. Thank you very much, sir, for your continued support to us in Manipur. I warmly welcome Honorable Advisor Chief Minister looking after health and Honorable MLA Dr. Sapam Ranjan Singh, who has continually guided us in the health department and the Ayush department. Thank you, sir, for being with us here today. I also warmly welcome the senior functionaries who are present here with us. Dr. Santa Singh, Director RIMS, the Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, which is a Government of India institution. Dr. Diben Singh, who is the Director of our JNIMS, which is the State Government Medical College. Then Dr. Pulok, who is the Director of the IBSD, which is the Government of India institution. The Director of Ayush, Mission Director. Warm welcome to this auspicious occasion. Sir, the Ayush sector, as I said, is growing in our Manipur. For example, the yoga has now become very popular as part of the Ayushman Bharat. Yoga has become very popular as part of the Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Centers. The yoga instructors have gone to each of the health and wellness centers. In fact, the villagers themselves have become the yoga instructors. And every morning, the yoga practice has now started in many villages of Manipur. During the COVID, as a prevention for COVID, as a prophylaxis, Ayush 64 medicine was widely distributed and it was warmly welcomed by the people of Manipur. When the COVID situation became serious, the Ayush team helped, and with the guidance of our Honorable Chief Minister, from the Ayush side, we set up a 100-bedded COVID care center in Tirao, and it helped in looking after the COVID-positive people during the peak of the second wave. Sir, today we are having a presentation by the Director of IBSD, and I would like to mention that we have had a close collaboration with IBSD, which comes under Department of Biotechnology. When the COVID first wave started, in collaboration with state government, they set up RT-PCR COVID testing laboratory. Then recently, when genome sequencing was becoming important, in collaboration with state government, IBSD has set up genome sequencing laboratory in their campus in Imphal. It was launched by Honorable Chief Minister, and recently when the Honorable Vice President of India came to Imphal, he also visited this laboratory, reflecting the importance. This is one of the 28 genome sequencing laboratories, part of the INSAGOG network in the country, so we are very proud that Imphal is having a genome sequencing laboratory through the IBSD. So today in this function, we will be presenting the phytopharmaceutical mission, and this is to promote the documentation, scientific validation and evaluation of traditional healthcare practices, traditional health medicines, medicinal plants. Through this IBSD research, they will examine the scientific validation of these various plants and healthcare practices that are prevailing in the Northeast. And we feel it is extremely relevant in our Ayush mission. I thank the IBSD. Once again, I warmly welcome the dignitaries on the dais and all the distinguished guests who are present, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome speech. As an important part of today's function, we will be having our virtual inauguration of 50-bedded integrated Ayush hospital located at Moreh, Technopal district. May I kindly request our respected dignitaries led by Honorable Chief Minister to kindly inaugurate the 50-bedded integrated Ayush hospital located at Moreh.
Government of Manipur, Directorate of the Ayush, inauguration of 50-bedded integrated Ayush hospital Moreh by Shri N. Biren Singh Ji, Honorable Chief Minister Manipur, in presence of Shri Sarbananda Sonowal Ji, Honorable Union Minister, Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Government of India, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh Ji, Honorable Union Minister of State, External Affairs and Education, Government of India, and Dr. H. Rajan Singh, Honorable Advisor to Chief Minister, Health Manipur, on Sunday, the 5th December 2021, Implementing Agency Manipur. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We hope more such developments continue to take place all over our state. To emphasize on the mission to promote the documentation, scientific validation and evaluation of traditional healthcare practices of Northeast India, may I request Professor Pulok Kumar Mukherjee, Director, Institute of Bioresources and Sustainable Development, to present the PowerPoint presentation on phytopharmaceutical missions. Sir?
Good morning. It is my great privilege to tell our own work and rather the support and encouragement what we got from Government of Manipur, Department of Biotechnology, Government of India and Ministry of Ayush, Government of India, and on which basis we are promoting this particular work on phytopharmaceutical mission, documentation, validation, evaluation, traditional healthcare practices of Northeast India. The main theme is on the tradition to translation. This is our main idea of developing this particular context. Please, my great pleasure to present this in presence of Honorable Sri Sarbananda Sonowal Ji, Honorable Union Minister of Ayush, Government of India, because I have presented this in presence of other our respected Chief Minister while he was inaugurating this particular our INSAG facilities, and I am so happy that Sri Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh sir is today. He is one of our core committee member who has been so instrumental in promoting all the activities of IBHD, and very much grateful to Dr. S. Ranjan Singh, Honorable Advisor of Chief Minister for Health Manipur, who visited IBHD and really encouraged us in a lot of context for promoting these activities. And you have already heard from Sri V. Valnam Ji, the Additional Chief Secretary, Health and Family Welfare, Government of Manipur, who himself has a great inspirator and who has really inspired us to promote our own activities at IBSD together. So, other dignitaries of Government of Manipur and my friends, colleagues, I would like to present those activities what really is helping us to work in this particular aspect. Let me introduce my institute. It is the Institute of Bioresource and Sustainable Development. It is an institute under Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. We have our main center at Imphal and another regional center in Sikkim, and two research nodes, one in Aizawl and another one in Gangtok. So our major mission is on the bioresource development and their sustainable use through biotechnological intervention for the socio-economic growth of the region. And I'll present today those particular aspects on the major research verticals, specifically where we are working on synergizing the research verticals of IBSD to catalyze the bioeconomy of Northeast India. And mainly the major highlight is on this phytopharmaceutical, ethnobotany, ethnopharmacology and drug development. Sir, as all of you know that this knowledge empowerment and exchange of traditional healthcare, and by that way we develop product, process technology to develop Atmanirbhar Bharat. That is the main program what we have taken forward. Here, say, we have the codified system like Ayurveda, Unani, Siddha, Yoga and other system of medicines, but there are a lot of non-codified system, and I'll show you some of those out of our research that many of those non-codified even has not been documented, the medicinal plants. And here, the major thrust is on that. They say Lok Sastha Parampara is one of the contexts that traditional healthcare practices, which is being practiced in the whole Himalaya, the eastern and western Himalaya as well. And my main intention when I came to IBSD in 2020 was that how best we can nurture these bioresources, developing the bioeconomy, and rather promoting or developing drugs from nature, drugs from ancestors. And when we talk about the drugs from nature, this Lok Sastha Parampara is the one main thing where we can really contribute to a high extent. And Manipur has a great resource, whole Northeast has a great resource. I'll just tell you in few of my slides later on. And if the way we are proceeding on that, it's like there are different ethnic groups who are practicing that, as Sri Bhanlanji already told that there are a lot of practices which is being practiced here. And during the COVID time, we have experienced that in a very, very bigger way. In the first wave, there was less infection, and there is nobody in this hall who has not tasted that Ayurvedic kadai or the infusion, which were originally developed from our traditional knowledge itself. And our target here is to add value to that with the evaluation, with the validation chemical and therapeutic validation. For that, IBSD has signed last 1 year around 20 MOUs with different other national institutes of the country who are in close contact with us. By that, our target is that these healing practices, which are linked with the indigenous culture, to link with more science, and then those scientific things can really help in generations of this, the income generations of those healing communities who are practicing those for years together for treatment of different ailments. And we are approaching here that this same, the two model of drug development, the reductionist approach and the synergistic approach. In fact, this reductionist approach, as you know, that we have got many drugs, starting from aspirin, the small molecule, to Taxol, the anti-cancer drug, the big molecule, everything from the Himalayan plant. And that Himalayan plant resource has really helped us developing those particular molecular development of the drugs from our nature. And okay. And here we are going for this synergistic method of development for this. This is the integrated approach where we are targeting through our mission program, phytopharmaceutical mission, that we have to select and identify the traditional practices, and based on that, after this primary screening, whatever the product process we are getting, that we are going for the high throughput screening technology, and then phytochemical profiling and the therapeutic screening. Together, we are developing the natural health products based on the Ayush mode, in the FSSI mode for the dietary supplement which has natural health benefit, and also in the phytopharmaceutical mode, complying with the herbal therapeutics, kinetics, regulatory aspects, and the pharmacovigilance. So this is the main integrated approach what we are targeting through this phytopharmaceutical mission program. And this mission, our phytopharmaceutical laboratory was inaugurated by respected Vice President of India in presence of Honorable Chief Minister and Honorable Governor. In fact, we want to promote this phytopharmaceutical mission program with this 4T model. This is the model what we are practicing. One is the documentation, and then documentation of this traditional information, those T1 with the existing general health benefit we want to co-link, and that we are doing. And we have developed some sort of lead on particular that aspects. Then that evidence-based validation based on that T1 and T2, which will link together the traditional practices which are codified in Ayush, which are non-codified even, and being practiced by our healer's friend. And then the clinical intervention come, because interesting thing here that we know about the clinical use of those medicinal plants for thousands of years, but we need to do more science to explore them, making documentations, not only that the knowledge documentation based on the chemical and therapeutic validation, the scientific input out of that. So this 4T model is the main thrust on that, where we have targeted this bioprospecting of natural products with the ethnopharmacological medicinal plant lead through different context of our research area. I'm not going to highlight on those, but one of the major thing what we're highlighting is this omics. And in this omics era, now say like we talk about proteomics, genomics, nutrigenomics, toxicogenomics, you see the genome sequencing of virus, everything. Here, the genomics has a great role to play in development of Ayurvedic product itself. And that is the way our neighboring countries, they are promoting their own product, and we want to promote our own on that particular aspects. And we have developed a lot of data on those genomics, specifically on the plants, on the metabolomics approach, particularly on the drugs from the Ayurvedic leads and the traditional leads, and very importantly that those specific plants which are being used in COVID, the Tinospora cordifolia, we have been able to develop a whole omics, metabolomic study of that, which has been published in journal. And in fact, this Andrographis paniculata, the highly used medicinal plant of this region and whole India, the Kalmeg, which has a, by combination synergy network, how best it is effectful in the production of cytokine and pro-inflammatory cytokine, that we have been able to prove, which is a great lead from Ayurveda itself. And this metabolomic study is one of our major strengths, where we really can develop this, the scientific validation of our own product. As I said, the therapeutic activity is proven, only we are rediscovering or the working on that to rediscover our own system. We are not doing any rocket science, but developing the things which has been developed earlier, promoting them with the modern scientific tools and techniques, specifically the omics techniques particularly. And the same has been explored at our institutes through work with the Ayurvedic formulation also. Like say Trimoda, Triphala, Trikatu, all those has been explored by the same omics techniques to make those validation and therapeutic evaluation aspects, where not only the single herb, the polyherbal formulations which are being used by our people for years together, that how best scientific validations we can do, and that we are proving through our major work. One of the major things in these northeast regions is this Parkia roxburghii, and different other related species which are being explored. Now this, even we have been able to develop the metabolomics of that Parkia, and we are trying, this work is in progress, we are trying to correlate that one with our farmers' friend so that they can develop these products in a very, very different way with using these technologies. And one another observations I just want to bring to your notice regarding this Chyawanprash. As sir, you know that there has been a huge increase in the sale of those Ayurvedic products, specifically Chyawanprash, where we from IBSD, we see that when you see the ingredient, there is one major ingredient, the Bangslochan, and which is only produced from the northeastern region. And that particular aspects to add value on the Bangslochan, we have been working, and we have developed several aspects on those therapeutic validations of that, which I am sure will be helpful for the industries and to add value with the products of the, specifically the biosilica, which is being made from the bamboos of the Northeast itself. And out of this, we have very recently developed this Triphala monographs on the metabolomics aspects in the American Herbal Pharmacopoeia with the involvement of Ministry of Ayush, because the Ministry of Ayush, DBT has signed already a MOU and to work on different contexts. So this has come up very nicely. So evidence-based approach from Ayurveda, tradition to trend, this we are promoting through our own work, which we are highlighting in different contexts, where this traditional health trial knowledge and scientific validations of those for drug discovery with the, from tradition to translations is being promoted with the, using the local health tradition, starting from survey, documentation, evidence-based validations and related context. And ultimately, we are coming up to explore the medicinal plant practices as a healthcare or alternative healthcare by using them to a high extent. We have already made several survey of different region of Manipur, specifically the Bijnupur district, Churachandpur district, Senapati districts, and many other districts. From here, we have got good lead. I'm not going to highlight on that, but one thing I want to say here, that there are lot many unexplored plants, even those are not included in the pharmacopoeias, neither in Pharmacopoeia of India or in Ayurvedic Pharmacopoeia of India, but they are very high selling or highly used medicinal plants like this lomba, then tuking, singpan, and allium hookery, that nakopi, napapi, and all those things, no, that they are their validations, documentations, and how best we can linking those with our scientific evaluation study that has been taken up at IBSD, and we are working together, as I said, that in a coordinated effort to develop these particular scientific aspects. It is not that we can target all the disease. We have the specific disease target here, that on which we are working on the metabolic disorders, including diabetes, hypercholesterolemia, gastrointestinal disorder, and lithiasis, the stone formations in kidney and other. On those, the plants which are being used for inflammation, arthritis, wound healing, and antimicrobial related skin disorders, including antibacterial, antifungals, and all. And finally, our major goal is on the development of the bioeconomy from bioresource of the northeastern region. And this medicinal plant is one of the major bioresources where we can strengthen integrated and synergistic interdisciplinary research, and by collaborating and cooperating with all the stakeholders which are involved therein. And this particular program was inaugurated by Honorable Vice President in presence of respected Chief Minister and Governor of Manipur, where and further Honorable Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, also visited us on this particular context, and we have been working this one to develop for the whole northeastern region, where IBSD has its presence initially, and ultimate aim is to develop this ethno-entrepreneurship. And this is one of the contexts where societal sustainable bioeconomy incubation model can be developed. And this is the model what we have been nurturing, and we want to promote. We are promoting this to design and development of a database of medicinal plants which are already existing, enrich them, value addition to that, and then doing all those scientific aspects what I have told on the validation and quality evaluations of those particular aspects. And whole things relates with the traditional medicine inspired drug development, drug discovery. So whatever our tradition have, those we are linking that one through documentation, research development of this indigenous knowledge, and ultimately benefit sharings with the healer's friend who have been nurturing this idea for years together to develop product process technologies based on the Atmanirbhar Bharat program. We are encouraging the startups program under this Atmanirbhar Bharat. This is one of the major target on this ethno-entrepreneurship, along with employment generations without interfering individual autonomy. This, in fact, when we are practicing in the field, we get a lot of such like things. So that's what I want to highlight this particular context, and ultimately developing the industrial linkage for promotion of product, process, and technologies with the involvement of the scientists and other professionals who are involved in this particular area. And we promote these things in different contexts. One example is that we are organizing this Reimagine Ethnopharmacology One program to let the whole world know that here is an institute where we are taking that target with our Ministry, Government of India and Government of Manipur, where 44 countries is involved. And in fact, every Saturday afternoon we are promoting this program starting from 2020 April. That reimagine ethnopharmacology, because this is the era where we are all thinking development of the herbal medicines and natural products in different contexts. This is the facilities in Sagog, what already has been told, was inaugurated by respected Chief Minister, where we are doing this genome sequencing facility. And addition to that, to promote this idea, we have at Moha Union Government High Secondary School, we have established a museum. And this particular museum, in fact, through that we are promoting this knowledge also, that how best the students can take a career in this traditional healthcare knowledge. We have developed a compendium on the antiviral medicinal plants for Northeast India, and this is one of the documents which we have made on this traditional knowledge, scientific validations for drug discovery. And with this, I thank you once again, sir, for this traditional medicines and medicinal plants of Indian Himalayan region promotion for development of the effective new generation therapeutics through translational and traditional knowledge with proper scientific validation. And by that, once again, I thank you very much. IBSD is there for any sorts of collaboration and cooperations with anyone present here. Please join hand and let us develop our own resources, our own knowledge, and drugs from ancestors, drugs from nature. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us regarding phytopharmaceutical mission. Due to unavoidable time constraints, we will be omitting our next presentation. Mathangda, President of the Function, Honorable Advisor to Chief Minister, Dr. S. Ranjan Singh Wahikhara, Tambina Baning Singh Zari.
Seated on the dais on this presentation on phytopharmaceutical mission to promote the documentation, the scientific validation and the evaluation of the traditional healthcare practices of Northeast India, the Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur, Sri N. Biren Singh Ji, the Honorable Union Minister, Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Government of India, Sri Sarbananda Sonowal Ji, the Honorable Union Minister of State, External Affairs and Education, Government of India, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh, the Additional Chief Secretary looking after health, Sri V. Bumlum Nang, to all the guests present here, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just keep my speech as short as I can because there's a time constraint. As we all know, the last 1.5 years has been very tough for us. We had faced a lot of difficult times together, and we are on the verge of overcoming. Under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, we have managed to vaccinate a very high number, that's approximately 130 crore of our population, which is an achievement. And with the Ayush and the Ayurveda form of medicine coming into popularity, much more popular than what it was before, I think the Honorable Minister Ayush is very, very, very active in making sure that the promises, the vision and the mission of the government is fulfilled to its fullest term. And I think the only thing is we have not been able to unravel the full potential of the indigenous medical knowledge and the indigenous herbs that we have in our part of our country, especially the Northeast, where many of our places are fully organic in its nature and many of our products are fully organic in its nature. And I think the last time when the Honorable Union Minister was there at Guwahati for Ayush meeting, presentation was made, how much popular this Ayurveda form of medicine has become. I think the company Dabur had given a thing that everyone, where every household used to use that Chyawanprash. The sale by the company had just tremendously shot up during the COVID times. That shows the trust that the people, I would say it's just every household, the trust that they have in such herbal Ayurvedic form of medicine that has become popular. And anytime when you go to a hospital or something, you'll have medicines kept in their, safe or wherever, and they keep that. There will definitely be a Ayurvedic medicine which has been promoted since long time back, and which is popular. So, example, that Chyawanprash, I think everyone must have tasted Chyawanprash, and that has become very common and popular, especially in the times of this pandemic. And even here in our state, I was just surfing through a few days back, and I think a paper has been produced somewhere in Thoubal for the treatment of asthma as well. And it is supposed to be very effective. And we have, at every locality, we have the traditional healers where they use the local herbs, and they become popular, whether for even for piles, for renal stones, for cystitis, whatever this thing, that has become very popular. And in our very own place, there are lots of, I would say, I'm sure if it's really searched out, there will be thousands and thousands of herbs which are not available in many parts of our country. And if we can really get to know all of this, it would really be a boost for the treatment in terms of this Ayurveda. And with the coming of the Chief Minister's innovative project scheme for CM's Health for All, I think healthcare is not just about one sector. It's not just about the allopathy or the Ayurvedic. It's a very holistic approach that we all have to go about. And I think with the Honorable CM's Health for All scheme, where every individual, I'm using the word individual, of our state will be screened for many of the non-communicable disease, it would be a major boost for making sure that our people are kept away from illness. And in case they really need hospitalization, with all the schemes, the Chief Minister's Haksel Gitengbang and the PMJOY, these are things which has, because the government is there for the people, and this is what governance is all about. If we talk in terms of the health, and I'm sure all these things brought together will be a major boost for making sure that all our people are kept healthy, and all our people are happy in their life. Thank you so much, and thank you once again to the department for making me a part of this function. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to request special guest of honor, Honorable Union Minister of State, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh, to kindly say a few words.
Our Honorable Chief Minister Shri N. Biren Singh Ji and Honorable Minister Shri Sarbananda Sonowal Ji, Union Minister of Port, Shipping, Waterways and Ayush, Government of India, and Dr. S. Sapam Ranjan Singh, and also Mr. Bhula Mang, IAS, and all the dignitaries of the dais. Everybody I respect and very happy good morning. Just now, Professor Prolog has focused on the medicinal plants and herbs which was rich throughout the domain of the Northeast India. As early as 1980s, some group of scientists based from Jorhat and the CSIR lab at Lamphel, Manipur University, they were all together and thinking about the establishment of Institute of Bioresources. based on the mega biodiversity hotspot zones of Indo-Burma. And we have a lot of native and indigenous and endemic species, both in flora and fauna, are found in this state. Over and above, since early days, our native peoples are using to heal their ailments based on the locally available herbs and also different plants. Based on that, again in 1997, we could able to publish the medicinal plants of Manipur, written by Professor Sinha, and that was forwarded by the then chairman of the University Grants Commission, Professor Yoswal. And through that, we found a lot of medicinal plant. And now, under the able leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister and popular Prime Minister, with the advice and with the blessing, our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri N. Biren Singh, is taking care of all these indigenous and native valued medicines already used by our people, is trying to scientifically document it and to make it good approach with this, the juncture of healthcare. Perhaps I would also like to mention something about the native plant, which we call it Utangbi, the Uri Hangapan Chatpa, Laibakta Marata Daba. Sometimes in our childhood we use as a, the same framing as a spectacle, and we use it. That yellow creeper is called something, some lata or something like that, that I do not know. But that is locally used for rejuvenation of lungs problems. And now the Lucknow-based indigenous or ethno-medicines institution of Lucknow under DBT has already collaborated with one NGO, FIT, in Hanbung. They are already negotiated, and Government of India has already agreed to formulate the drug and to be circulated to the medicinal world. So there are lots of things in Manipur. For example, again, in Gingiberaceae family, we have about 86 species are well grown all throughout the state of Manipur. So these are the values we are having in the state, taking the advantage of the presence of Honorable Union Minister, Shri Sonowal ji. We should explore with the collaboration of Ayush Directorate and IBSD and also CSIR Lampel. These three institutions, if we could collaborate, and then the already known the medicinal plants and herbs may be transformed for cultivations through the peasant societies or agriculturists or cultivators, so that they may have their extra income, and also from that we may fully perform the action of Atmanirbhar Bharat. We may be proud of it also from Manipur. These are the new medicines which can cure the lungs. Even the lungs problems is now is a very lungs and liver. These are the two issues we are facing in our problems. So I request Honorable Union Minister Sonowal ji, as you have placed in the Parliament very recently about the cultivation and plantation of medicinal plant, kindly help the state of Manipur, particularly to the Ayush Directorate and also IBSD and CSIR, so that we can formulate a very successful the movement in Ayush. With these few words, once again, I'm happy to the Director Ayush for organizing such kind of the deliberation. So that I hope we will win and we will be able to produce something which can make it name and flame of the state of Manipur with the Make in Manipur, and we may be able to participate for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. May I now request our special guest of honor, Honorable Union Minister, Ports, Shipping and Waterways and Ayush, Shri Sarvananda Sonowal, to kindly say a few words. Sir.
नमस्कार। आज इस सभा में हमारे बीच उपस्थित मणिपुर प्रदेश की लोकप्रिय कमठ चीफ मिनिस्टर एन बीरेन सिंह जी, हमारे केंद्रीय मंत्रिपरिषद के साथी केंद्रीय राज्यिक मंत्री और मणिपुर से लोकसभा में सांसद परम आदरणीय डॉक्टर आर.के. रंजन सिंह जी और हमारी आदरणीय चीफ मिनिस्टर्स के एडवाइजर डॉक्टर एस. रंजन सिंह जी, दोनों ही रंजन है ना और आज इस सभा कक्ष में हमारी ट्रेडिशन टू ट्रांसलेशन के सिलसिले में हमारे प्रोफेसर पुलक बनर्जी ने जो बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन रखी है, तो ऐसे हमारे पुलक बनर्जी जी और इस सभागृह में उपस्थित मणिपुर सरकार की, सूची में सब लिखा नहीं, हमारे एडिशनल चीफ सेक्रेटरी और बाकी अधिकारीगण और उपस्थित परम आदरणीय सभासदों और पत्रकार बंधु, सबसे पहले मैं आप सबको हृदय से प्रणाम देता हूं। मैं मणिपुर कल आए और मैं लकतक जो बड़ी झील है हमारी, मुझे लगता है कि एशिया का सबसे खूबसूरत ये झील होंगे। प्रकृतियों ने इतना बड़ा हमारे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को, मणिपुर को उपहार दिया है, तो मुझे लगता है भगवान ने अपने हाथों से सजाया है। तो मणिपुर का पास जो संपदा, संभावना और शक्ति बसा हुआ है, इसी शक्ति के आधारित अगले दिनों के लिए हमें आगे बढ़ने के लिए और मणिपुर को आत्मनिर्भर मणिपुर बनाने के लिए हमें प्रतिबद्ध होना होगा। आप सबको मालूम है, देश के आदर्शवादी नेता परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जो विश्व के सबसे लोकप्रिय है, माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने प्रधानमंत्री की दायित्वभार लेते ही नॉर्थ ईस्ट को विकास की रास्ते पर जोर से आगे ले जाने के लिए उन्होंने जो मजबूत निर्णय ली, सिद्धांत लिया, इसकी वजह से पिछले 5-7 साल के अंदर नॉर्थ ईस्ट ने अपना पहचान हिंदुस्तान के अंदर बनाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। मणिपुर हो या मिजोरम हो, नागालैंड हो या मेघालय हो, त्रिपुरा हो या सिक्किम हो, अरुणाचल प्रदेश हो या असम हो, 8 प्रदेश को जैसे उन्होंने मदद किया, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, कनेक्टिविटी, कम्युनिकेशन, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, एजुकेशन, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, बायोडाइवर्सिटी, इन सारी चीजों पे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने अलग अलग कार्यक्रम के द्वारा नॉर्थ ईस्ट को पिछले 7 साल के अंदर जैसे उन्होंने मदद की, सहयोग किया, इसकी वजह से आज हर प्रदेश ने अपना शक्ति दिखाने के लिए काबिल बन चुकी है। और मणिपुर, मैं आज इस सभा में इस बात को रखते हुए मैं गर्व महसूस करता हूं, हमारे बीरेंद्र सिंह जी चीफ मिनिस्टर बनने के बाद उन्होंने अपने साथियों को साथ लेकर, सारी जनताओं को साथ लेकर उन्होंने जैसे मणिपुर को आगे बढ़ाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है, इसके लिए मैं विशेष रूप से एन बीरेंद्र सिंह जी को धन्यवाद और अभिनंदन देता हूं। उन्होंने मणिपुर की जनताओं को सबसे बड़े उपहार या तोहफा अगर दिया है वो शांति। पीस हैज कम बैक टू मणिपुर, जिसकी वजह से आज मणिपुर में वर्क कल्चर बढ़ चुका है। हर क्षेत्र में, किसान हो या युवा हो या महिला हो, हर सेक्टर में आज मणिपुर ने अपना शक्ति दिखाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। और उन्होंने हमारी आम जनताओं के लिए एक विशेष स्कीम निष्ठा से लागू किया है। जिस गरीब व्यक्ति का पास पैसा नहीं है, क्रिटिकल डिजीज का इलाज के लिए पैसा नहीं है, उन लोगों को CMST कार्यक्रम के जरिए उन्होंने एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मानव सेवा करने का नमूना उन्होंने खड़ा करने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। मुझे बताया गया है अब तक 5 लाख के आसपास लोगों को CMST के जरिए मदद किया गया है। इसमें कितना बड़ा राहत मिला है आम जनताओं को, गरीब जनताओं को। यह मानव सेवा का बहुत बड़ा उदाहरण है। जैसे मोदी जी ने हमें हमेशा ही मार्गदर्शन दिया है। उन्होंने कहा, आपको मालूम है, देशवासियों को जब संबोधन कर रहे थे, मोदी जी ने कहा था, मैं सिर्फ प्रधानमंत्री के हिसाब से नहीं, प्रधान सेवक के रूप में देशवासियों को समर्पित भावनाओं से सेवा करने के लिए तैयार हूं। और उसी मार्गदर्शन को लेते हुए आज एन बीरेंद्र सिंह ने अपने प्रदेश में भी ऐसा इंसानियत का धर्म पालन करने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। और अभी बताया गया है CM हेल्प फॉर ऑल। मुझे बताया मणिपुर के अंदर 16 जिले हैं, 16 डिस्ट्रिक्ट यू हैव। पहला कदम फर्स्ट फेज में उन्होंने हर जिले में सारे गांव को उन्होंने सिलेक्ट किया है। और डॉक्टर, नर्सेस, ऑल द टेक्नीशियन, they have been going to the household, to the courtyard of the household, houses, and with the most modern devices or medical instrument to check up their health. अगर किसी का कोई क्रिटिकल डिजीज का अगर जानकारी मिला, तुरंत ऐसा व्यक्ति को हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट करके सही इलाज करने का व्यवस्था उन्होंने लागू किया है। तो मुझे लगता है कि ये हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर और आयुष दोनों विभाग को एक साथ जोड़ के अगले दिनों में हमें आम जनताओं को मदद करना होगा, देश की जनताओं को सेवा करना होगा, क्योंकि दोनों विभाग का मकसद एक ही है, प्रिवेंशन ऑफ डिजीज एंड प्रिजर्वेशन ऑफ हेल्थ एंड डेवलपिंग द इम्यूनिटी सिस्टम। अगर ये सही है तो हम दोनों विभाग को एक साथ मिलकर काम करना होगा। तो इसलिए मैंने आग्रह किया है, माननीय चीफ मिनिस्टर जी को तो उनकी प्रेरोगेटिव है, मैं सिर्फ उनको काम को आगे बढ़ाने के सिलसिले में आग्रह किया है। अगर आपका डायरेक्टर जो हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर के डायरेक्टर है, डायरेक्टर नेशनल हेल्थ मिशन जो डायरेक्टर है, उन्हीं को अगर नेशनल आयुष मिशन का डायरेक्टर बनाया जाए तो काम बहुत गति से चलेगा, जोर से चलेगा। और हमारे मंत्रालय का जो भी मदद आपको सही है, वो मदद आप सही समय पे ले सकते हैं। हम तो तैयार हैं आपको मदद करने के लिए। और मैं कुछ समय के बाद हमारा पत्रकारों से बातचीत भी होगा। अगले दिनों के लिए माननीय चीफ मिनिस्टर जी ने हमें जो अपने चिट्ठी के जरिए मणिपुर की जनता की हितों के लिए जो आग्रह किया है, उसी हिसाब से मैं कई स्कीम अनाउंस करने जा रहा हूं जो हमारे लिए संभव है। और अगले दिनों में ये बात मैंने स्पष्ट बोलना चाहता हूं कि हमारे विभाग की तरफ से जो भी संभव होगा, क्योंकि आप हमारी मुखर्जी ने, आपने बनर्जी बोला था, आपने मुझे करेक्ट नहीं किया। हाँ, मुखर्जी ने जैसे कहा कि मणिपुर में जो मेडिसिनल प्लांट का जो बड़ा स्टोर हाउस है, भंडार है ना, तो जो शक्ति है उनको उजागर करना होगा। तो ट्रेडिशन टू ट्रांसलेशन उन्होंने बढ़िया से व्याख्या किया, यानी कि ट्रांसलेशन करने के लिए साइंटिफिक वैलिडेशन होना बहुत जरूरी है। हमारे प्राचीन जो चिकित्सा पद्धति में जिस पत्ते को, जिस पेड़ का बार्क को या उनके रूट को हमने स्वीकार किया है और मेडिसिन के हिसाब से, प्राचीन पद्धति के हिसाब से हमने इलाज व्यवस्था में लगे हुए हैं। लेकिन आज 21वीं शताब्दी में साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के जमाने में आपको प्रूव करना होगा, साइंटिफिक वैलिडेशन होना जरूरी है, एविडेंस होना जरूरी है। इसके लिए हमें पेड़ का जहां में औषधि गुण है, उस पेड़ को, पत्ता को हम लेबोरेटरी में लाकर साइंटिफिकली स्टडी करना होगा, रिसर्च करना होगा, साइंटिफिक वैलिडेशन डेवलप करना होगा, तब जाके एविडेंस डेवलप होगा। और वो भी एविडेंस का आधारित हम आयुष ड्रग्स फार्मास्यूटिकल में उसको है सही इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। तो अभी जो इंस्टीट्यूट यहां है, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ बायो रिसोर्सेस एंड सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट, इंफॉल, अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, बीरेन जी बहुत बढ़िया है, आपका पास बहुत अच्छा इंस्टीट्यूशन है, उसको सही इस्तेमाल कीजिए। और मुझे लगता है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लिए मुखर्जी जी आपको मेहनत करना होगा। मुझे बताया गया है कि मणिपुर में यह आंकड़ा सही है या नहीं आप कह सकते हैं, लेकिन मुझे बताया गया कि मणिपुर के अंदर आपको more than 1200 medicinal plant out of total 6,000 in India, including 430 species with local traditional medicinal uses have been listed in Manipur. ये सही है? तो अगर ये सही है तो आपका पास बहुत शक्ति है, बहुत शक्ति है। और आप आयुष विभाग को देश के अंदर एक शक्तिशाली विभाग बनाने के सिलसिले में और आयुष के जरिए देश के 130 करोड़ जनता को मदद करने के लिए परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने 2014 से उन्होंने जैसे इस विभाग को मान्यता दिया, बजट 3 गुना बढ़ाया और पहली बार के लिए उनके कार्यकाल में मंत्रालय प्रतिष्ठा किया। पहले इंडिपेंडेंट मिनिस्टर, बाद में कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर तक आयुष विभाग को प्रमोट किया। इससे साफ जाहिर है परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का दिल में और दिमाग में जो सोच भरा हुआ है, यह विजन क्लियर है, हम लोगों को समझना होगा। क्योंकि उन्होंने अपने लोकसभा में दिए हुए मेडन स्पीच में कहा था कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट में प्रकृतियों का संपदा, शक्ति, संभावना को पहचानिए और ये दुनिया का एक बहुत बड़ा ताकत भर एक इलाका बन सकता है और देश की ऑर्गेनिक हब बन सकता है। तो इसलिए उन्होंने नॉर्थ ईस्ट को सही दृष्टिकोण से आविष्कार किया, नॉर्थ ईस्ट में बसा हुआ शक्ति को उन्होंने पहचाना और उसी हिसाब से हम सबको उन्होंने आह्वान किया कि आप भी जाग उठिए और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को इनके शक्ति की आधारित आप मेहनत कीजिए और नॉर्थ ईस्ट को आगे बढ़ाने का काम कीजिए। तो मुझे लगता है कि यह संभव है। आज परम आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की मेहनत की वजह से, कठोर परिश्रम की वजह से, उनकी तपस्या की वजह से आज आयुष ड्रग्स इंडस्ट्री ने दुनिया में $18 बिलियन का मार्केट बनाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। तो इसलिए हर्बल जो प्लांटेशन, मेडिसिनल प्लांटेशन जो होगा, हर्बल गार्डन जो बनेगा, हमारे किसान भाइयों के लिए हमारा विशेष एक अपील है। और युवा, हमारे मणिपुर प्रदेश में एक महिला समाज का अलग सा पहचान है। महिला बहुत बहुत एक्टिव है और महिला समाज की जो शक्ति उन्होंने अलग अलग कर्मभूमि में दिखाने में सफलता प्राप्त की है। इसलिए मैं महिला समाज को विशेष रूप से आग्रह करता हूं, आप भी आगे आइए और मेडिसिनल प्लांट को खड़ा करने के लिए आप भी मजबूत कदम उठाइए। और यहां जो भी मेडिसिनल प्लांट भविष्य में खड़ा होगा, आप डेवलप करेंगे, इसको हम रॉ मटेरियल के हिसाब से खरीदने का जो प्रक्रिया, वो व्यवस्था हम डेवलप करेंगे। प्रोडक्शन, प्रोक्यूरमेंट एंड मार्केटिंग, प्रोडक्शन, प्रोक्यूरमेंट एंड मार्केटिंग, क्योंकि जो भी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स इस विषय पर कदम रखेंगे उनको भी ये निश्चित करना होगा, हम तो मेडिसिनल प्लांट लगाएंगे लेकिन खरीदेगा कौन, सही भाव मिलेगा या नहीं, ये सवाल खड़ा होगा। इस सवाल का भी मैं जवाब देना चाहता हूं। अब दिनों दिन आयुष का जैसे लोकप्रियता सिर्फ देश के अंदर नहीं, विदेश में भी बढ़ रहा है। इसलिए आप ये निश्चित रहिए, आपको सही लाभ मिलेगा और किसानों को उपार्जन दुगुना होने में यह विशेष रूप से सहयोग करेगा। तो मेरा मानना है कि एन बीरेन सिंह जी नेतृत्व में है प्रदेश का, निश्चित रूप से आपके नेतृत्व में मणिपुर इस विषय पर विशेष भूमिका लेने में सफलता प्राप्त करेंगे। तो इसी शब्दों का साथ, अच्छा आप लोगों को अगर बुरा ना लगे, मैं आप लोगों से सिर्फ एक छोटा सा जानकारी लेना चाहता हूं। इस सभागृह में उपस्थित कितना हमारे डॉक्टर है उपस्थित, आप थोड़ा खड़ा होकर अपना इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे, बुरा ना लगे तो, if you don't mind. How many doctors present in this hall? Doctors? All the doctors, na? Acha, acha. And how many, any like healers from Ayush, Department of Ayush? कोई healer है? Healers है कोई? Healers, traditional healers को है? हाँ, सबको बहुत बहुत प्रणाम, नमस्कार। बच जाइए आप लोग, बुरा मत मानिएगा, क्योंकि मैं आपका परिचय जानने के लिए बैठिए प्लीज। थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू। और हमारे जो आयुष का डॉक्टर भी है ना, कितना है आयुष का डॉक्टर, कितने होंगे? अच्छा, आप लोग आयुष का है। थैंक यू सो मच। ये एक आयुष का और हमारे मॉडर्न सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन और ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन, दोनों को अभी एक साथ मिलकर काम करना होगा। इसके लिए आप मन बनाइए। we'll have to develop the team मणिपुर, टीम इंडिया का टीम मणिपुर अंग है, जिसके नेतृत्व हमारे एन बीरेन सिंह जी दे रहा है। और आज हमारी इस सभा मंच पे हमारे डॉक्टर रंजन सिंह जी भी उपस्थित है, हमारे हाईली रेस्पेक्टेड एमपी फ्रॉम इम्फॉल। So, and he is a very hardworking, very learned man in the house, in the ministry, and we are all going to work together from the central government to extend best possible support to the people of Manipur, to the state of Manipur. With these few words, I again extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you present here today. You have taken a lot of initiative, and I do firmly believe that this North is as quoted, as narrated by our Honorable Prime Minister, Ashtalasmi of India. We should always keep in our mind why he has narrated the Northeast as the Ashtalasmi. Why? Because he has discovered the potentialities, possibilities, and prosperities of Northeast. And I believe we'll all be working together as a North-Sterner to make Atmanirbhar Bharat possible. That is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. We'll have to make ourselves self-reliant so that we should not be dependent on the others. We should be self-reliant, powerful enough to rule the whole world under the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. With these few words, I conclude my speech. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your presence here and your kind, encouraging words. Mathangda, respected Chief Guest, Honorable Chief Minister of Manipur, Shri N. Biren Singh Bu Wahai Khara Thambinaba Nolukna Ningshingjari.
Matam tian benina kitang tight oi ai matam yam sang lo roi ge Sonwal ji नमस्ते। आप आए तो मणिपुर को थोड़ा लाइट और भरा रहा, लाइट मिलेगा। श्री सर्बानंद सोनोवाल असी मयाम न खंगेना असम की ट्रबल टाइम दा सेंटर दमादी मिनिस्टर वही लेरमनी अदगी असम की ट्रबल टाइम दा मासे अमुक लागा असम दा की गवर्नमेंट करी करी मयाम से अमुक तौर काना सही मंगा पाला मतुंगा अमुक माराता न सिलमगा हजिक दिल्ली दा मुमागे हानगी मफमदुदा हनबा हाइतारे। Sonowal ji, Honorable Union Minister of Ayurveda, Yoga, and Dr. Yamu R.K. Ranjan, Honorable MOS, External Affairs and Education, Aduga Sapam, Dr. Sapam Ranjan, Honorable MLA, Aduga Advisor to CM Health, Aduga Bulman, Additional Chief Secretary, Aduga the senior officials, directors, mayam, doctors, mayam, Aduga Langchin Biriba, Ayush Kamari Lainapa, or Health Kamari Lainapa, or the invitees, mayam Punama, Aduga Mediagi Maropa. ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯀꯩꯅꯣꯅ ꯃꯥꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤꯗ ꯐꯪꯉꯤꯕ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯁꯤꯅꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯃꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯆꯨꯝꯃꯕꯅꯤ ꯇꯧꯁꯨ ꯇꯧꯔꯤ ꯇꯧꯗꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯕ ꯅꯠꯇꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯁꯤꯁꯇꯦꯃꯦꯇꯤꯀꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯆꯤꯡꯒꯤ ꯂꯝ ꯑꯍꯥꯡꯕ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯝ ꯌꯥꯟꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯥꯝꯂꯧ ꯌꯥꯟꯕꯒꯤ ꯇꯧꯅꯔꯤꯕ ꯖꯒꯥ ꯁꯤꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯖꯒꯥꯁꯤꯗ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯀꯤ ꯃꯦꯗꯤꯁꯤꯅꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟꯁꯦ ꯐꯖꯅ ꯑꯦꯋꯥꯔꯅꯦꯁ ꯄꯤꯔꯒ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯒ꯭ꯔꯣꯠ ꯇꯧꯍꯜꯂꯗꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯂꯥꯟ ꯇꯧꯍꯜꯂꯗꯤ economically yam kanani adagi amuk honorable prime minister Narendra Modi ji ki magi ayush ki sumanya surpiti ki kari ki man emphasis piri basi ki posishu yam henna effective oigani adra masima aikoi Sonowal ji na haibu loina naiba masi with a proper plant ko implement tawna bohona badrakali Simai Thamninge. Adugataydi Sonowal ji, I on behalf of the people of Manipur, thanks you for being here today. Your presence here will indeed be an encouragement to further develop of Ayush sector in the state. And as you suggest, for making two directors to one, I will definitely look into. And because we want development in the state, not only in the LFIT sector, Ayush sector also we are very much required to develop more. Aduna sima koi tokse, adu India ki koi ki traditional medicine, mogi adum si kaino ni dran koi ki history ni, adi ba hidak sing asai ki ngasai khara ut ki bada koi ki halaman sing na senar ma even koi ki maiba maibi sing na ga sijin na ba mayam se loina kaw ki dore adu mayam se koi na revive to holaga madu du properly scientifically ngasai yamun jan haiba do maina ICR ne Ayush ne adu ga hujiki magi koi handak ta hang ki ba company kano do moi ki test ong na ba leiba kari ba mayam no IBST हाइबा ओम जे पुल्लगा फजना सिस्टमेटिकली तौरगदी अखोगी पोटेंशियल में हमसे फजना एक्सप्लोर तौब ngमगनी ना इथाजब लई अदुना आई करछु मतम सांगना लरो के मतंग सोनवाल जी होजी फंक्शन अतोपम सु लेरिबा अदुगा अतोप अदुगे अमुक दिल्ली हनगदबा यामुंगसु दिल्ली दा हनगिगदबा अदुना नि ngasai मतम जे खिदंग टेंशन जेना koi director nangang bakan hairi do baru bu yate ado koi gidi hoji koi help for all the participate of wiriba nurses sing doctors sing aduga asagi yam nungai ai nan Dr. Sanjay degi is and every village at pada kaino PO haidana video recording PO haidana tawbune aduna imung da sangaga mada layeng bi da praja sing harau budo doctor sapangam jadaba doctor unabangam jadaba nurse unabangam jadaba hidak leiba sapangam jadaba jinguna akhoi gi team singduna yum da sala kana yeng bi ba kana moi da harau bu nungai ba confidence building do aduni da human service nga sa have do politics saji kai no mi wi seba to bu ni adugi nungai ba duni khoi da leide se aduna systematically akhoi punna we have overcome almost jointly the pandemic. COVID-19 se koi Ayush ki wo adagi laiba allopathy ki wo laiba koi mayam pulla kandane jointly fight to bune. And at least we have reduced to 360 or something. Adai the naira ko positive se. Adagi mortality rate su 1 gumba adagi nil. Tangai phadaba ariba laina sing sien ma kangbu khara marak ta laibak thiba natana pangtok thok dre duna khoi almost khoi overcome tawre na lobe yare adu masidagi makha ta dana bo hujano bola iba kholi ba mayam se khoi na su huji airport ka ida khoi check to hon gare ano bola iba moi kano de India da su ani phange ga na tawnari ba do madu khoi Manipur control adum tawbang amgodo mali khidang section na ragadi so na do vaccination jo khoi fajana tawre jiri bam di khoi Jiri bam do ahan bagi wena koi reward am people we my full vaccinated 100% vaccinated or jiribams adu madu masoi kaino dagi health department dagi ba ranjan adu jiribam gi mogi award am lok thokpi ba so that lemhau riba akoi district sim na so madu gi mogi follow up torok na ba and wafam kharse thamaga I am pon mukhorum jari once again I thanks Sonowalji Yamung Ranjan for kindly taking part on today's function. Aduga tai Dr. Singh Kari Kari Mayam Punamak Hosiki Hiram Miba medicinal plan ki Mashom da Kitang Akoi concentrate Torga Hariba Ahum do ICR ne Ayus ne Hosiki adune punjal laga haiba ahum je punjal laga ko amtang ai ga su meeting tawning meeting amtang jointly tor kan da kari makha kari to buya ge do mangon dagi ministry dagi kari mating lo buya ge do ministry gi chen na buduna sida na ha ma le se chen dagi ngai oja da sinagra ga dum paisa mai chen je ga ni ma chen ba chutan tan da ba oja ni laiba ga pha bane khoi manipur gi thank you jai hind.
Thank you, respected sir. Honorable CM Bu Hanna Hanna Thagatpa Phongjuk Chari. We have come to the end of today's event. To give the vote of thanks, may I call upon additional